And if you're in love, then you are the lucky one. 'Cause most of us are bitter over someone. Setting fire to our insides for fun, to distract our hearts from ever missing them. But I'm forever missing him.
Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the OzPower podcast. I'm James, here with Pat. We're in Queensland for a week and here with one of the main men of Queensland powerlifting, Critta. How's it going, mate?
Good.
I'm not even going to try and tackle your surname.
Stamatiou. It's not actually as hard as what you think.
Yeah.
Everyone looks at it like, how do you say it? I'm like, Stamatiou. It's not that hard.
Those block names, man. I know. Camilla Reed.
It's not like Papadopoulos or something. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty easy. It's good.
Hey, thanks for joining us today, mate. Yeah. We've flown up here and we were just explaining it's been a pretty epic journey to get up here, but we're fucking happy to be up here now and relaxed. So
such a mission.
Let's do this. Mate, we just want to start off with a little bit of background and bio information. Who you are, how you got into powerlifting, what the journey's been like so far.
Yep. Well, I think it's pretty standard for most of us. We all come from like a sporting background or a hobby. Mine was always soccer. I played since I was like 4 or 5 years old till I was like 21. So soccer, futsal, indoor, all that kind of stuff. Always quite small. So I was like 50 kilos, 55 kilos. Never, not much muscle on me, small frame, short. Fast,
what's
but
your height for people?
163 centimeters. Yep. I don't know what that is in feet and whatever, but
little.
Yeah, small midget. But always real light. Always played soccer, and then when I was at uni so I started uni as soon as I got out of school, so 17, 18 till for 4 years. Probably 2 years into uni, I started weight training because I studied human movements, exercise science. So we learned about prescription programming, rehabilitation, all that kind of stuff, strength and conditioning, and then started to weight train in the gym, and just jump that on silent, and just got into it pretty much, and I didn't know what powerlifting was, knew what bodybuilding was, and started training to be a bodybuilder, and always just wanted to get big and lean, and eventually get on stage at that time. So I was like 20, 21, but my training consisted of, now that I look back and I've explained it to heaps of people over like 2 or 3 years, they're like, you were training to get strong, but you didn't realise it. So every week I'd always squat, bench and deadlift, and then do all my accessories, lat pull downs, rows, arms, shoulder press, whatever bodybuilders do.
Power building.
Exactly. Basically. Didn't know what it was. And but always squat, bench and deadlift. Always. And I think I was like 55, 58 kilos. I got to find the video somewhere and put it up, but I was about that weight and I was deadlifting like 180 for 10. Nice. So I was quite like small, but still strong. And I remember squatting like 200 kilos and with wraps that I didn't even know how to wrap my knees, and you know what I mean? And I had this one dude that always used to watch me in the gym. It was Fitness First at Carindale, and he always used to watch me. He was like an ex powerlifter, and he'd always watch me train. And then one day he come up to me and goes, "You got to do a powerlifting comp." I'm like, "I don't even know you." You know what I mean? He came up to me and I just pretty much laughed in his face. I was like, "Nah, like I'm not a powerlifter." Because back then, what I think a powerlifter looked like, I thought they were big, like everyone did. Yeah. Anyway, he was persistent like 2-3 times a week, like told me, "What's your weight? What's your weight?" I'd tell him. "And what's your age?" I'd tell him. And then he could get all the records up for capo, like all the capo records.
Do you want me to let your dog out?
What do you want to do? Can she get out there?
I don't know.
Nah, leave it for a bit. And he showed me all the records, and he's like, "What do you lift now?" And I told him, and he's like, "You would break all the records." And I'm like, "Nah." Like, I didn't believe him. Ignored it. Next week he goes, "There's a comp in 4 weeks. You have to do it." I was like, "Nah, I'm not going to do it. Like, fucking hell." Anyway, I did it and got down to under 67 kilos. And it was at West End Healthworks, Capo States. It's where I met Stamatiou for the first time. And he competed in that as well. And that was my first ever comp, totaled 615 at 67 kilos. And that was apparently a massive deal back then. And didn't know, you know what I mean? I just trained to get strong and because I love lifting. And yeah, it happened. So I think that comp I squatted 215, bench 145, deadlifted 265, I think.
Nice.
And at that stage, I think I might have deadlifted 220 in the gym. And I was asking people, like, what do I do for my attempts? You know what I mean? Like, my second attempt was a massive PB. And I was asking people, like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? And someone just said, just do 265. I was like, all right. And did it. Like, I just, I didn't even think. I didn't know what I was doing back then. And that was so it was like March 2013.
Yeah.
And that's when it started pretty much. So that's how I got into it, unintentionally, but sort of intentionally if you look back at it.
Yeah. So how long, year-wise, so that was when you were sort of in your early 20s or through uni?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
28.
So
28 next month.
Sort of, 6-7 years ago or somewhere around there.
Yeah, started powerlifting 4 years ago.
Okay.
Well, powerlifting 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Did you ever step on stage? Like,
No.
No. So that's what you were training for. That's what you wanted. But you said, no, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I just forgot about it. As soon as I did that one comp, Scott Watson contacted me from back then PTC, Brisbane. And he just said, come down to the gym and come get strong, I'll coach you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sweet. Went down for the first time and met Ricky Goodyear and all those boys and it just kicked off.
Rest is history.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Full on.
It's pretty much how
Before I move on, we should probably point out for future guests, you'll notice snacks and puppies. Critta's winning here, guys. So.
I could have bought my other two as well, but they probably wouldn't fit me.
So from there, started powerlifting 4 years ago. How's the journey gone so far?
Loves it.
Yeah.
Regardless of like my injuries, my setbacks, all that, I've loved it. Like the people, how nice the people are, how warming the people are, how caring everyone is, just everything about powerlifting. Like there's a little drama here and there, but
Of course.
people like Pat and I, and like I talk to Pat every day, and we don't care about the drama.
Yeah.
Like, we just train, do what we have to do, come to comp, and do our thing, sort of. Yeah. And
do it pretty fucking well too.
Try to. Yeah. Like I always try. Yeah. I still get nervous every comp. 3, 4, 5 weeks out, I still get nervous. Now I get nervous.
Yeah.
But I don't really. I think about it every day, but I think about it and sort of like almost meditate about it every day.
Yeah, cool.
Visualize stuff a lot. I visualize a lot. So,
yeah, sweet.
yeah.
In what context, as far as visualizing the lifts that you want to hit, how you want the comp to go?
Yeah. Well,
sweet.
pretty much what I do. So I visualize from the moment I get down there, like what I'm going to eat, how I'm going to weigh in, what I'm going to do for my refeed, what I'm going to do that night, what I'm going to talk to Pat about in the unit, what I'm going to talk to all the boys about in the unit because we're sharing one for Nats.
Yep.
What I'm going to eat before I go to bed, what time I'm going to wake up, when I have a brekkie.
Yeah, cool.
What music I'm going to listen to, everything. Like I just,
Do you visualize before your lifts as a psycho?
Yeah. I think most powerlifters are the same. Like when you're out there too, you don't see anything.
Yeah.
You don't really hear. You hear a couple of voices.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it might be so loud, but you'll actually hear 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like it gives me goosebumps sometimes. I'm like, those 2 or 3 people are the same people every time.
Yeah.
And you don't like see. Like I remember Marcos posting a photo of my last deadlift and like Pat's last deadlift and stuff at Pro Raw, and the crowd was huge.
It was massive. It was massive.
I don't remember seeing anything.
Yeah, just because you're in that zone, you've kind of got blinkers on and you're focused on the lift, and
you don't you just think about this is not going to go up.
Yeah,
like this is going to go up.
Yeah,
that's what you think all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously self-doubt's the worst thing you can do. As soon as you start thinking it's going to happen, so. I'd never had self-doubt as such unless I'm injured or unless I have a real bad niggle or unless I'm psychologically just fatigued from whatever it is. Like then I have a little bit of doubt, but everyone does. Like,
of course.
Not perfect.
Of course. Just following you on social media and what have you, you do come across as a really positive person as well. Mm-hmm. So do you think that has, I suppose, influenced the way you think going into comps
100%.
and lifts?
Yeah. I most people know I hate drama. I hate negativity. I hate, immature bullshit that goes around. Like I don't have any sort of empathy for that stuff. I couldn't stand it. So it's like I always just try and think. I have my goals, short term, long term, and visualize them, and always think positive. If something bad happens, you can always take a positive out of it. Like we were talking about my injury before. I was devastated and had a bit of a depressing moment for a week or so, but I used it to spend more time with my dogs, more time with my girlfriend, more time with my parents, more time. Like I used that time to do others and start a business. And so I took a positive and go, nah, I'm going to dedicate this time now to do this. Yeah. And then when I go back to training, at least I can relearn stuff again, you know, because I wasn't perfect. So I can relearn how to lift certain movements. I can rehab properly. So I just sort of took a positive that way, because if you keep thinking negatively all the time, what are you going to get? You're going to get fucking nowhere.
Sure. Yeah, you know? And especially under duress, like with injuries, and everyone's going to go through them in the sport, whether you're a novice lifter or just a gym lifter or, you know, a elite competitive lifter, you're going to go through it. And if you let that creep in, I suppose it can only spiral into worse things going on. So.
Like studies just show, like if you think negatively, you increase cortisol levels. Like if you go full scientifically into
biology of perception and how it affects the body.
Yeah, exactly. And perception is massive. Yeah. And, you know, if you're negative about it and then your cortisol does increase, cortisol is a catabolic hormone and breaks down muscle tissue, you're going to get weaker and smaller. So why do that? Do you mind if I let her out?
Go for it.
Go for it. A quick toilet break. Leave the door open. So
I'm going to come in and out. Just make sure there's no gaps in that fence. It looks concrete or brick, so you should be right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all good.
Yeah, just the gate would be the concern. Cool. So you just said a second ago about your business. Before we talk about that, because we definitely want to talk about that, we were talking before we started rolling about the injury and the scar on your arm. Do you want to just run through what that was, just so we can actually capture it?
Had so October 2015, like I said, it was about 5 weeks from Pro Raw 7. I think it was the first one at Arnold's, actually, which I was super excited for. And I was block pulling, just sumo block pulling. Unfortunately, it wasn't in my program, but I was like, I'm going to add these in and see, you know. And the set before it happened, I did 280 for 8 or something. It was like 6 or 8. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty easy. Got a good rhythm. I'm like, I'll just go up, maybe do 2 or 3 at 300. You know, 20 kilos is less than 10%. It's a pretty small increase, I guess, relatively speaking. And put it up to 300 in first rep. Just pop. I do think my hands were too close. I keep saying that to everyone. Like if I rewatch the video and I think my hands were too close, and then trying to obviously extend and externally rotate and all that kind of stuff, I think it was just too much for a small muscle group. And
So detach the rear delt.
Yeah, my rear delt off my humerus and then all my upper arm bone fading.
It's a pretty legit scar you've got.
Yeah.
It's pretty serious.
It's a ripper.
Yeah.
Get it in there. Flex on it too.
All over my Instagram. So, but it was so it was grade 3 rear delt, which is full detachment, and then grade 2 tricep tear. So it was a decent one. And at the time, like I thought I dislocated my shoulder. Like I thought my shoulder just, because that was the feeling, because I felt it and heard it. It was like a pop, and I was like, it just fell, and I was like, sort of grabbed it, and I was like, it would hurt, but it was a split second pain, and then it just went away. And then I was like, something's so not right. And I sat down, and Stenzel was the first one to come over. And he goes, man, he knew straight away there was something wrong. I said, I don't know, I think I dislocated my shoulder. And I was just like this the whole time, just holding my arm. And I just let go, and I tried to move it, and I could do sort of like a little bit of extension and flexion and stuff to my shoulder. And as soon as I went to go like out, no, it just wouldn't. It felt like someone was holding me back. Like that's what it felt like. But it's just because nothing was working.
So for anyone that's going to listen to this and won't see it on video, basically anything forward, any forward movement was okay. As soon as you went laterally,
back or back, exactly right. And it just wouldn't work. I don't know. At the time, I'm like, is my brain telling me not to do that because it's going to hurt really bad, or is it actually just not working because it's not there?
Nothing forward.
So I went to the hospital straight away. And I think I waited for a few hours, and they didn't scan me. They did nothing. I said, "Oh no, you're fine." And I'm like, "I'm not fucking fine." I know what I did. They said, "Oh, you know, what do you want?" And I'm like, "Well, like an ultrasound or MRI if you can." They go, "Oh, we've got no one here to do MRI, and we're not going to call someone in to get an ultrasound." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" So I was there for 4 hours. I was like, "Fuck it." Went home, woke up. I was in a little bit of pain that night. Woke up Saturday. And I was sitting around, I'm like, what do I do? Like, I need to get this checked out, you know? And still couldn't move it, obviously. No bruising. All my tears, I've had no bruising. Pec tear, that, hamstring, no bruising. So I didn't know, right? And I just went to another hospital and pretty much just said I was a little bit egotistical, I guess you could say, but it was the only way I could get in. I said, this is who I am, this is what I have to do. I have a comp in 5 weeks. I need to get this scan to see.
Yep.
And the dude there was pretty nice. He was a young fella, and he walked me over to the private or the public. We got an ultrasound, walked back to the private. He had a look at it, and it said on the report of the ultrasound a 12 centimeter tear in my delt.
Yikes.
But it wasn't 12 centimeters, it was just the gap from where it was supposed to be and where it was, because the detachment, just curled up. Yeah. So that was the distance, and he goes, oh, you're going to have to go see a surgeon. And I'm like, well, no shit, that's what I told people. Like yesterday, someone was wrong. And so that was on the Saturday, and then Monday was a public holiday, and so I was doing everything I could to call my surgeon, my doctor, had a doctor's appointment on the Tuesday, which I could get into, and to just get a referral, because I needed a referral to get to the surgeon.
Yeah.
So at this time, I was driving my Subaru WRX manual with
change
this
gears.
arm, so I was like steering and then changing. I hope no cops are watching this, but like trying to drive a manual car, and it wasn't the smoothest car either. That was a mission, and so I was at the doctor's, and I got a missed call from the surgeon, and they said, "Oh, can you come in today at 11:30?" And it was like 11 o'clock, and I was at the doctor's waiting to get a referral. So I was like all flustered, going, "Fuck, can you give me a referral, send it there so I can go." So anyway, it all worked out. I went to the surgeon. He had a look at the ultrasound and said, "We need to get an MRI." So I went downstairs, got an MRI. Yeah. And as I got out, the lady had already read the MRI report. Who did it? She goes, "Are you getting surgery for that?" I was like, "I guess I am now." Like, thanks for telling me. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know. This is the first scan I've had, pretty much. And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then I walked back upstairs, went to the surgeon. At this time, my head was just like, a million miles an hour. I didn't know what to think. Yeah. And went back into the surgeon, and the surgeon threw the results on the table, and he's just like, "All right, sweet. Let's I've never seen this before, but let's tack it up tomorrow." Yeah. He's never seen a rear delta, and he just goes, he was a legend.
Pretty obscure one.
Yeah, he was a legend, but he was just like, he was so laid. I love him. He was so laid back. He's like, "Sweet, let's go tack it up tomorrow." I was like,
"Cool,
work it out.
Sweet, let's do it." And then I cried when I left, but it was
understandable.
Comp coming up.
And it was the first one at Arnold's and all that kind of stuff, and I was pretty strong then, and I was on a roll. I was probably the strongest I ever was, apart from now, but. I always think, like, where would I be if that wasn't a setback, you know? But you can't always think that. You can think about it for a second or two and then just forget about it and move on.
Learn from it.
Yeah, exactly. And I've learned so much, man. Not only from that, just from any injury.
How did you go to rehab from that point? How long? What did you do? How long did it take before you got on the
would you rehab that? Yeah, it's such a weird one.
I rehabbed all my injuries myself, and I always, just from uni and stuff, like, obviously, movement increases blood flow, nutrient flow, oxygen flow, and that's how you repair. So if you're in a sling and you do nothing, it's going to become catabolic, shorten the muscle tissue, no oxygen, no nutrients, not going to repair properly. So I just knew that as soon as I could get any movement, whether it was like this, whether it was anything. This, whether it was elbow flexion just from being out of the sling, anything I could do, I would do. They told me not to move for 6 weeks. I was like, fuck that. And sleep with it. I had to sleep with it, but because I just, as soon as it moved, it was, but I was on like Tramadol, Celebrex, everything for like 2 weeks straight. It was the worst pain in my life. After surgery, the worst pain I've ever had in my life. If I missed a 4-hour block, like every 4 hours, if I missed it, fuck.
How did you feel on the drugs?
It just put me to sleep, pretty much. I was just pretty sort of high. I get real sick from endone and morphine. Yeah. So when I came out of surgery, I just pretty much spewed my guts up because it was full of morphine. Yeah. And that was bad when I woke up. Like, just the pain. It was just
I had Tramadol for disc injuries.
Yep.
That shit just makes you a zombie.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I would seriously just sit there, like, staring at shit.
Well, that's...
It felt like someone was in control of you. Like, you just...
And I forgot, like, what it did to me. Yeah. So... That's why my, was it my deadlifts or my squats last week? One of my last deadlifts or squats, I had Tramadol the night before. So I woke up and I'm like, why do I feel like fucking shit for? And then I was like, fuck, that's right. and then just went on through my day, and I'm like, oh no, I'll be sweet.
Yeah.
And then and had a pretty average. It was still alright, but I don't remember what session it was. Yeah. I didn't get what I wanted, but I don't care. Yeah. I was so red. My CNS was fried.
I broke my wrist a few years back, and I third time I broke my wrist, so I went back to work on the Monday. I'd done it on the Saturday. I was frustrated. So I'm going to go to work. I'm sitting typing and doing my shit, and they put me on Panadine for it. And about midday, man, my boss comes and taps me on the shoulder because I'm literally.
You're kidding.
So I go back to the doc, and I'm like, I need an alternative to Panadine 4. I don't want to keep working. I need to work. What have you got? And he gives me tramadol. I was a fucking space cowboy for about 4 weeks.
It's a good one, but
I didn't fall asleep on my desk though, so that's a positive, I suppose.
I was actually using they call it Prodein, I think. So it's codeine, paracetamol, and tramadol at the same time, and that's why it would really fucking knock me out.
The same shit at home.
And I had to sleep
2 of them, and I've still got the rest of the box.
Yeah,
just make no thanks.
Like a junkie, I just kept it.
Yeah, sell it. Yeah, no, it was a horrible 2 weeks, but I was pretty much on the couch the whole time because at least I could watch TV and when I lied down, I could lie like this and watch TV and stuff like that. So it was. Yeah, I actually
necessary evil.
Yeah, but I can't even now. I can't even remember it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things that happen, like I'd pretty much just block it out and it's done.
Yeah.
I'll always get a little sort of faded version of it every now and then in my head, but then it's gone within a few seconds. And
sweet.
Like, that's right.
When it comes to major injuries, I find one of the interesting things with how different people approach it is the learning from it. Like some people obviously will just be careless again and not learn from it.
Oh, man, yeah.
Recurrence of injury, those sorts of things. What was your greatest learning from it, just for other lifters to go
Hand
through?
position.
When I watched the video, it took me I was watching the whole video. It took me 70 to 80 seconds to actually set up. Like, I was second guessing myself the whole fucking time.
Okay, so you knew it didn't feel right.
Yeah, and I knew something was not wrong. Honey! Wait!
You're the size of a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Relax.
And, always go with your gut. Like, if you feel like something's not right or there's a pain that doesn't feel right, just don't do it. What's the point? Do you know what I mean? And I think that all the time now. I'm like, sometimes I get a little bit funny and I just do it, but you know that it's not too serious. But if you don't,
you learn the difference over time.
what's one rep going to do or one set going to do for you? You know what I mean? If it's for confidence, is confidence really worth getting an injury that's going to put you back months? You know, maybe for you, but in long term and longevity, definitely not. 100% not.
So how did they reattach it? Like, do they have to do any sort of drilling, or is it just?
So there's a ceramic anchor drilled to the humerus,
right?
And then they've just attached the tendon onto that anchor, and then the tendon grows over that back on the bone. They leave it.
So they never remove that? It
just stays there. You can feel it, like it's there.
Yeah, okay.
Is it the same attachment point as it normally would be?
Yeah.
Like, is this?
Oh, where is it? Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, okay.
It's small, but it's there.
Still fairly good, isn't it?
Just rub over it. Yeah. So it's there.
Interesting.
It's ceramic. It's not, honey! Stop it! I honestly, I keep forgetting until someone goes, fuck, look at that scar, or, I feel it or something. It's, I don't, I keep forgetting it's there.
Does it bother you when people bring it up?
Nah.
It's just like whatever.
It doesn't, I don't get sensitive about that kind of stuff.
With pride, it's an old
war
injury.
Honestly, I just forget it's there. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. It's a
cool
weird
when you're
thing.
on the piss and you want to impress the boys.
What happened? Got stabbed in the ball. But it's just it was that learning curve that I'm grateful for. Do you know what I mean? I have learned a lot from my injuries, especially my pec one.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about the pec.
That was 2014.
You're touching the middle of your chest.
It was off my sternum. It was a sternal head tear. Oh, injuries are so fucking weird, eh? What the fuck? Yeah. So it was a sternal head, so they couldn't attach it. Yeah. So let's say there's that much surface area of muscle attached to your sternum. It was that much of the middle part. I'm going to bring her in.
Yeah, bring her in. That's such a bizarre position.
Come on.
Because pec tear is always Under
I was
the
going to
armpit.
say, yeah.
It's always off like that, like,
Exactly, underneath.
Yeah, but because that's where the tendon is attached, whereas it's very, I think it's like more muscular here as opposed to tendinous.
That's right, yeah.
So yeah, I did that in 2014 in comp.
Yep.
So that was the first time I went 10 times bodyweight.
Yep.
And did it on my opening bench of 145.
Yep.
Felt it, heard it. I was like, fuck. I thought I broke my rib first because I've been getting this pain for about 2 weeks coming into the comp. Last bench session, I was like in agony, but my bench moved well. And one of the boys said, "Oh, just do your second." I'm like, "Nah, like I'm not going to do it. I'm in so much pain." And so I didn't do it, and then had my deload obviously after that because it was my last session, and then it went on my first bench in comp. So if I did that other bench in comp, I wouldn't have been the first person to get 10 times bodyweight.
Well, okay, so that was in comp, and that was the first time.
That was the first lift, so my opener.
Yep.
And then I went back out to do 155.
Yep.
And got down and then got up to like here and just dropped it.
Gave it.
And I was in so much pain. And then
So did it tear again on the second, or was it just the pain?
I don't think so.
stopped
It was
you?
just the pain.
Yeah,
I think
you felt
stopped
it
me.
and just went, nah.
Yeah, it was just like someone stabbed me in the chest pretty much. And then went out the back, had a bit of a sook, had some endone, and
As you do.
yeah, some stims, and went for a walk because it was down the Goldie.
Yeah.
So I went for a walk with my girlfriend at the time and friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just to get some fresh air. Came back and at that time I squatted all-time world record, which was 257 and a half. It's under 67.
Yep.
And that was Ricky Del Crane's, I think. I was like 38 years old or something.
Yeah.
So I broke that, and I had to deadlift for that record to stand.
Yeah.
So I changed my opener to 70 kilos and deadlifted 70. Went out the back, did a 120 warm-up, a 180 warm-up, came back out on the platform, did 220, and then did 266 or whatever it was to go 10 times.
10 times.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it.
Let's go.
And did it. Yeah.
So what was the total? What was the total? It was 670 at 67, or
It was 668 at 66.7
okay,
kilos.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was 668 at 66.
And you've since gone 10 times at 75 as well. So 70.
Yeah, did 10 times at, I do 720 at 72 and then 750 at 75.
Okay.
And then I did an equipped comp. 20, I don't know, end of 2014 or something, I think.
Okay.
And that was 790 or 795 at 73 point something. So
Okay.
I did 11. Or all the boys give me shit. It was like 10.97 times body weight or something. I call it 11.
Hey, ramping.
Yeah. And that was to take the legend Adam Coe's best gloss, I think, in equip.
Yeah.
So I got that as well, which I keep forgetting about.
Pretty incredible considering it's like within a 4-year patch. Like you've sort of come into it. Obviously had natural strength.
Yeah.
Picked it up very quickly and
Everyone says the same thing. They're like, how long have you been powerlifting? I tell them like 4 years, and they're like, what?
yeah.
You know, and everyone thinks they can do that. Like I didn't think I could do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't expect anyone else to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, someone comes to me and goes, I want to squat 300, and I'm like, sweet, what's your squat now? They're like, 220. I'm like, so we're going to sit down and we'll write like a 2-year plan for you, or
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like,
When
it's,
do you want it?
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't. And Ed always taught me this too, Ed Cohen, and I always loved it and always used it. If you increase your total or any lift by 2.5 kilos, what are you complaining about?
Still the
going
exact thing last night.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're still
exactly.
making progress. If you do that over a certain amount of time every time,
Yeah.
you're getting stronger.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to increase it by 20 kilos?
Yeah.
You're comparing yourself to someone else or a record.
Yeah.
Compare yourself against yourself.
Exactly.
And if you increase it by 2.5, you've done better than what you did.
Yeah, like if you can get an extra rep at that weight.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know,
You've got
an extra
strong-
set
yeah.
of whatever, same weight. You know.
I suppose the nature of social media and these things and the fact that there is exposure for the sport, people are sitting at home watching some freakish things and going, I can do that, or why not me? But sometimes the expectations are unrealistic. And
exactly. And if you have expectations, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's why I'd always tell people.
Yep.
Never either lower them.
Yep.
Or don't have them.
Just going with an open mind and look to get better each session
exactly.
or each comp.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And get a good coach.
Yep.
There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
They're all different, but there's plenty of good coaches out there.
Yeah, find one that fits.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, social media is a killer.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's seriously a killer. And as much as I hate, like, I honestly do. People go, "Oh, you don't fucking hate it because you post your whole life." I'm like, "Yeah, I do because it's business. You know, people like to see my life."
Yeah.
Well, I think they do.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah,
working for
you know what I mean. Like, people love to see my training, and that's not me being like egotistical or whatever. But people do like seeing that.
Truth is in the numbers.
Yeah, and it's not just my lifting. Like, it's my life, my dogs, my everything.
Yep.
Everything's on there.
Yep.
And I think people like to see what happens behind the scenes with that. Well, I would.
I
I'd
do.
love to see what
That's
is
exactly
here
why
and
we do this shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm the fly on the wall guy. I'm a sports nut. So
Yeah.
that whole inner sanctum thing has always done it for me. You watch a doco where, whether it's an AFL grand final, NRL or gridiron or NBA film, and they go backstage, back to the locker rooms and stuff, and you're seeing the pump ups. That shit.
Did you watch the Origin?
Yeah.
And they did the Thurston thing before the game.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh man, that was incredible. I've put a little post up about it, like just about how inspiring and motivational it was. Like just seeing from when he started, like, or how he got into it, just like a little run through to when he played his first Origin to now.
Yeah.
Man, it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah,
like
it's
just
so
hearing it and seeing, it's like,
inspirational,
holy shit!
Yeah.
Like you weren't just you were always a freak. Like you started at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And we all start at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was so awesome to see that because everyone looks at them now and goes, "You're just elite all the time."
Yeah.
Like they weren't
Doesn't
just
work like
elite
that.
all the time.
No.
You know.
There's still work that has to be done, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And everyone just thinks, you're just genetically gifted, or you're short and your levers are good, and
But even
really,
if
so,
fucking
does
easy.
that mean I don't have to do anything?
Even if you are gifted or have good leverages, you still got
Still work hard.
You still got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I'll probably touch on a bit of a controversial topic, I suppose, but I wanted to touch on some of the frustrations in the industry because obviously we've got a few, hence why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And, we want to kind of help some of the younger lifters and novice lifters out there by giving them access to people like yourself. Younger guys, I suppose, trying to take shortcuts, taking gear when, they're probably not at a base level or their age or those sort of things. Do you find that what we're talking about is really prevalent at the moment and more so than ever? Everyone's in a rush. Everyone's got to chase such and such or...
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. And it's because of social media.
Yeah.
That's it.
People want to put something up that people go, fucking wow.
Yeah,
Look at
it's
that
all about
guy.
likes.
Dude.
Yeah, and as much as like that might boost someone's confidence or self-esteem up, like you obviously have other issues to worry about than to do that. Like I'll put my shit videos up. I've put my shit lifts up before. Like I don't care if people talk shit about them, but everyone does want something straight away. It's the same with weight loss. It's the same with getting lean. Everyone, the first thing, because I worked in the supplement industry for like 8 years or something. Worked for GNC, now Nutrition Warehouse, for 6.
Are you still with them?
Yeah, I love them. They're one of the best companies I've ever worked for.
Yeah.
I love the owner, Grant. Like, I get along with him. We're mates, and it's just been an awesome experience to work for him and with them. But yeah, like, plus they support me, like they sponsor me and stuff like that, and I love it. So,
Cool.
what was I talking about? Weight loss. Yeah, so like we get customers all the time, and this is not against people because I don't expect people to know, how to lose weight or the educational side behind it because they're not. They might be a builder. Don't expect them to know about the body and anatomy and physiology and that kind of stuff. But people just expect that. You ask someone, cool, are you tracking your food? Do you know how much protein, carbs, and fats you're eating? Or do you know how many calories you're eating?
Yeah. Wouldn't have
No, it takes too much time. I'm like, well, that's why you're not losing weight, because you don't know what you're eating. And it's obviously more in depth than that.
Yeah,
but
of course. The problem is regular media and the shit that they put out there shows like
That's
the biggest
exactly
losers.
the media is the
the
worst.
bullshit fad
Exactly
dieting
what I was
that they
the
pump.
worst.
For fuck's sake.
The absolute worst. I think I remember hearing on the radio too. Every time I hear something like that, I put it on Facebook. And it just goes crazy, like with people. And there was one they talked about our NRL teams, about how like 80% of them are obese by BMI.
Yeah.
I'm like, BMI is the worst.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm literally deceased.
I'm obese. Don't fucking look obese. That's ridiculous. How do you get an obese gnome? Like, there's no, like, it's just fucking
bullshit,
stupid. I can't believe people actually still go by that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
it was outdated when it was first invented. It's just fucking dumb.
we invented this bullshit.
Yeah, it's already fucking useless.
It's like, go by lean body mass, go by fat mass, and just look at it and go, yeah, that looks normal, or that looks out of whack, or whatever, and then adjust from there. But you know, it's like I said, I don't expect people to know it. Like I've done it for years and studied it and all that kind of stuff, so I know, and I love to educate. Like I don't put much stuff on social media. I really should. I want to, but you know, I've done a few seminars here and there, and I'm doing stuff with Elliot from TTC and doing stuff with the monster Jesse Williams. And like we want to generate some wicked seminars, like strength and programming, nutrition and mobility. It's going to take time, but we'd love to educate, man. Yeah, we want to...
Workshops and seminars is the way to do it. Because nobody learns shit off social media. Let's be realistic.
No. And there's too much bullshit out there anyway.
I was going to say, you can't actually filter through the shit to find the good stuff a lot of the time.
No one sees a post on Facebook and goes, oh, that resonates with me, I'm going to learn from this. They fucking click like and they keep moving.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't fucking read it.
Yeah, and like nothing against the people who are Insta famous, like 200,000, 100,000, 300,000 followers, whatever. I know a few, and I love all, like, I'm friends with a lot of those kind of people, but I know I haven't met a few, but I've heard stories about other people who are quite Insta famous, and they're dumb as a doorknob. You know what I mean? Or someone else does their stuff for them, and then they sell it.
Well,
it's all about volume. It's
very
volume.
easy to hide behind a laptop and regurgitate information.
Yeah.
We all know people that do that.
Yeah.
But you go into a seminar and a workshop and have people ask questions.
You can't hide it.
Actually educate. You can't hide.
No.
There's nowhere to hide.
No.
You know?
And that's why I love it, man. I love one-on-one stuff, you know, stuff that even Elliot and Jesse have both taught me. You know, I go into things so open-minded. As soon as you close mind and you think you know everything, you're already done.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to... I've been at the top of my weight class or whatever in the sport for however many years, but I don't know everything. I would love to keep learning. Like, I'm actually at the stage now where I need to get a coach or a few coaches to coach me because I'm sick of doing my own stuff.
To the next level.
And because I always coach other people and I'm worry about other people's numbers and whatever, and then I just go into the gym, I'm like, fuck, what am I doing tonight? You know, it just, my head's all over the place. So I talk to Jesse, I talk to Elliot, I talk to Pat a lot, pretty much every day, all of them every day. Talk about numbers, technique, programming, everything.
It's just knowledge sharing too, isn't it? It's
exactly
that old saying, you know, if you're the smartest man in the room, you're in the wrong room kind of thing. You've got to continually educate yourself to get better, especially, I suppose, once you get to that higher level. I mean, if I take 5% away from someone, I've still learned. You know what I mean? I don't have to take 100% of what they say away. But you can't ignore the fact that they're talking. Listen to them and see if you can take something away.
Absolutely.
You know?
So who does do your programming? Like, do you do it yourself?
Yeah, well, me.
But then you just run it by
Elliot. I talk with Elliot a lot. I talk with Jesse lately for the last few weeks. Me and Pat always talk about what we're doing each session and just that kind of stuff. And you know, Pat might go, "Oh, why don't you do this?" or "Why don't you do that?" And I'll vice versa, and we'll both go, "Oh, yeah, it's a good idea." Talk to Matt Bartholomew a bit as well, one of the IPF young lifters. He's under 93. He's quite intelligent as well. So I just talk to everyone. Like, I know what I'm going to do, but hearing something from someone else too, or cementing the fact that what I'm doing is right. Exactly. And I just do it. But I'd like to sort of, I'm going to talk to Pat with Jesse and Elliot when we go to Nats, because we're all staying in one room, and just sit down and talk about programming and see if we can do something, like actually put something on paper for me for my next one, because I hate having it in my head. I hate it. But most of my stuff's auto-regulation anyway, so I'll go in and do and can train how I feel. Basically have my set numbers in a range, you know, X amount to X amount for this many reps and sets, and if I can't do that, then try and get the volume in or the total tonnage in from lighter volume work, and then do it like that.
Well, I like the concept of auto-regulation as well, because it kind of it lends itself to, on those days that you feel a bit better, oh fuck it,
go up.
You know, you can push a little bit more, and then the days where you're not feeling great, you know, you can sort of take that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting concepts.
And it's like I that's how I teach all my clients how to train. Like when I send them programs, it's here's your minimum, here's your maximum.
Yeah.
You know, here's your minimum weight.
Yeah.
This is what you do your first set on, and here's what you can work up to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Feel like shit, do the low one.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't do 3 extra sets at 5 kilos heavier, are you really going to get stronger or weaker?
Exactly.
Well, how do you know? Because you can't do it.
Yeah.
But it's important to put those parameters on it as well, because
Yep.
a lot of people hear auto-regulation and think, I'll just have a bro day and AMRAP my sets.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you still actually have to do work.
I teach them RPE too.
Yeah.
So always
Yeah,
train
cool.
to an RPE of like 8 to 9, where you have 1 or 2 reps left in the tank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't let me see you grinding shit in the gym.
Yeah, cool.
As soon as you grind shit, your risk of injury goes through the roof.
Yeah.
That's right.
Your recovery is going to be shithouse.
Yeah.
And your CNS is going to be fried for your next exercise. You know?
It's good because I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that I actually wanted to talk to you about is you really never look like it looks smooth. Like
Yeah.
You, and I've noticed the same with guys like Pat Gawain, like you know.
Oh
like
man, G's great. Oh.
G squat at Pro 9's Pro Raw 9 is the perfect example.
It's a
because he explodes and then all of a sudden it just stops. And you're like, what the fuck happened
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
He didn't grind it. He's just like, okay, I'm done now.
Done. There was no 3-second fight. It was just like
Yeah.
pop out of the hole and okay, no.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where every lifter is different. Like his training, even though it looks like effortless, it does. Every time he trains, I'm like, what
It's
the
not.
fuck?
Oh
You know,
man, we see him after those sessions.
Yeah.
Dude's dying.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Like, it can look totally different to the way it feels.
Correct, yeah.
And that's the thing. You got to go by feel.
Yeah.
I always video my stuff to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't video it for social. I do it. Like, I put it on
Yeah,
social
you
media, but
Yeah.
I do it so I can see what's happening. Where's it breaking down? What does it look like? Does it feel like what it looks like? All of that stuff.
Yeah, cool.
That's one of the good things about social media, Instagram. If you're putting your training videos up, you can always scroll through.
Yeah, go back.
And go
right,
back.
a year ago, I
Yeah.
fucking looked like this.
Yeah.
That looks shit.
Yeah.
I've come a long way.
Fuck
Or,
yeah, I do
fuck,
that
need
all
to
the
get back
time.
to that. Or, you
Yeah.
know.
Video analysis in e-sport is
Yeah.
it's fundamental. I think you've got to do it, because especially if you are training by yourself or coaching yourself or whatever.
It's analysis, technical
You
analysis.
need to have it. Yeah, you do.
100%. Yeah. And I encourage everyone to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Have a little database, put on your computer, put on a external hard drive, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, then you can go back. And I've seen a few of my things come up on Facebook memories, and I look at it and I'm like, did I fucking squat like that? Holy shit. Like, you know, what I've learned, just like, man, like cueing, you know, the whole thing with the knees out, you know, the fucking drama about knees out and cueing the right cue and whatever. And I totally agree with it. Like, you have to cue that from like the floor up, basically.
Yeah.
You know, you have to teach people how to activate their glutes, not knees out. How do you push your knees out? External rotation of your hips. How do you do that? Teach them how to do it.
Yeah.
And then that specific cue, you've taught them. There's no right cue. You could use fuck bitches get money as a cue and teach them what it means.
So long as they
And
know what it
so
means.
Exactly right. Like, it doesn't matter what it is.
I'll try that one.
Yeah.
It's a little bit long.
It's a bit long.
Squat shit house, man. I'll take it.
But that's it. Like, you can, provided what you teach them is exactly what it means, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And stuff like that I never did when I first started powerlifting. I didn't know, you know, how to externally rotate my legs.
Yep.
I didn't know how to turn my glutes on.
Yeah.
You know, totally different for the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
One, I suppose the whole discussion about auto-regulation is a good seg into this. Internal drivers and motivations, because like Pat said, auto-regulation also gives some people an out. Oh, I don't feel good. Dude, you haven't felt good for 15 sessions in a row. You know, someone, you know, God. So there's obviously that mental thing in you, and some of the other people that we've spoken to as well, that is a little bit different from the norm. Some people take the easy out.
yeah.
What is it? What's the driver?
Man, I think you just know. Like, it's just it's a massive learning curve for me. Like, I've had some pretty shit preps, like, and really short preps too, and done well on comp day. Yeah. And I'm a very good comp lifter. Like, I can say that. Like, I'm good in the gym too, but I do fall into my little periods when I get a little tanty and I'm like, fuck, like that felt like shit, or why did that move like that, or whatever. But I'll always find something else to do if I really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's more so, it's just a goal driven thing. Like, you know, I got some competitors in 75s and 82s, like Les, Pat, Yanni, Aaron Sim, Jamie Bissett. Like there's heaps of guys out there that are competitive, but I set my own goals. Like, it's nice to win, but I go into a comp going, these are the numbers I want, or this is, you know, the record I want. Like, I wanted the all-time total for Nats, which is like 786 or something. And the last couple of weeks have sort of like dampened that a bit for me, just purely because of, you know, psychological, emotional, physical stresses.
Yeah.
And but then I look at it and go, well, fuck, if I can move 290 like that under this kind of stress and I've still got a whole deload plus comp adrenaline plus, you know, having people there for me, what can I actually do?
Yeah.
So I never think negatively. Like, as much as I go, fuck, how am I going to do that?
Yeah.
I then look at it another way, like straight away.
sort of thing.
Like
Yeah.
straight away.
Awesome.
I don't really dwell on it anymore. I used to, but I learned not to now because it just puts you down, man.
Yeah.
And it's just not the way to think.
You said the adrenaline of the crowd because you seem to really. I know you said earlier you can't really hear it. You block it out.
Yeah,
The
it's
flints
still
are
there.
on, but it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. And it's not, I don't psych myself. Sometimes I do. I get slapped sometimes, but it's more like a scientific based slap. It's not like a psych up slap. Like Jesse was actually telling me the other day, he goes, there's science-based evidence on slapping someone on the back of the neck to actually wake their CNS up and stuff like that. So he did it the other night and I actually felt really good from it. It's the first time I've had it in a fucking long time. So I was like, wow, I'm going to just run with this for a bit because it's worked. Anecdotal for me because it works for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I little things like that will psych me up. But I'm like Pat. Pat's a little bit more intense than me with his like game face. He even when like we talk a lot, but I know not to just sit in front of him and talk to him. Pat, you ready for this, man? You know, like don't do that. Just leave him. Just fucking leave him. Like, he knows what he's gonna fucking do. And I'm sort of the same. But if someone's talking to me, I'll like nod and I'll close my eyes and just sort of. But I have my headphones on anyway, so I like to just zone in and just think. And I'll just like look out. I'll just look out at the bar. Pretend I'm there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I just visualize.
Get back to that visualization.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I stay pretty calm and I go out and.
What's in the headphones?
Music.
We always talk about music.
I don't listen to too much heavy stuff. Yeah, Marcos's podcast. I just listen to. I put just a playlist on and I'll just flick through. There's no specific songs really. As soon as I hear something good, like I'm like, fuck pretty much. There'll be a couple of songs here and there that I like. It's mainly like rap or R&B or something like that. But there's not too much heavy stuff. Unless it's like Thunderstruck. Everyone's gonna laugh at that. But we always have an inside joke about that. So, Welcome to the Jungle. A couple of those, but no, it's whatever's on.
So you said about visualization. So in the first podcast we did, we had G. He was saying that one of the things he does is he visualizes, like there's a specific routine he visualizes in his head. Kind of gets him to like a fight or flight. Sort of, you know, point before he lifts. Is that something you do, or you mainly visualize yourself doing the lift?
I think it's a combo of both.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think sometimes a little bit too calm. And then I've got to sort of wake myself up again and get into that flight mode. Do you know what I mean? That fight mode.
Fight mode,
because sometimes like I'll look at it and I'll be like, fuck, I haven't done that in a while. You know what I mean? Like I haven't lifted that in a while. But that last lift did feel pretty good, so why can't I do this? And then I'll just visualize it and I'll go out and go through my cues in my head and just pretty much tell myself, you're not fucking letting go on this. Do you know what I mean? Like I just tell myself that it's not going to happen. As in, I'm not going to drop it or I'm not going to miss it. And usually that just works for me. I just go, nah, there's no way this is not going up. You know, you've just come out here, you've done how many weeks of training, people are watching you, don't fuck it up. Pretty much. That's what it is. Don't fuck it. But yeah, no, it's just it's a multitude of things. I think it's a combo of both.
Yeah, sweet.
Cool.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to say, so currently as it stands, what's your best total and best lift for each of the lifts as far as...
757.5 at 76. That was that Pro Raw that just passed. I do believe I had a fair bit more in that. And so did Ed. He came up to me, he goes, what are you doing at Nats? Like straight away. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, you're doing this. I was like, okay. Sweet. Thanks. But yeah, like that was my best total. Like I said, I think I had a bit more in it. Like I squatted 295 and I've squatted 300 twice. So I know I had more in my squat. My best squat in saying that's 300. My bench at Pro Raw was 167.5. My best is 175.
Okay.
And my deadlift at Pro Raw was 295, which is still my best. 295, I think, was at Pro Raw, and that's still my best deadlift.
Okay.
Oh, I did 300 in the gym, but that was bumpers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
so you
don't
don't
really count that. Yeah.
Cool.
But 295, and that third went up the smoothest I've ever deadlifted in my life.
Cool.
So I thought, you know, based on those lifts, I had like a 307 squat, a 175-ish bench, and a 305 dead.
Yeah.
And based on those numbers, it did beat the all-time total, but that's a different story. Like, I haven't done it, so I can't say it. But yeah, like that's what I was visualizing from when I finished Pro Raw. Was now I have to do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So at Pro Raw, after your last dead, you kissed the plates.
Yeah.
What were you celebrating?
I was just excited. One, I was excited that I won.
Yeah. PR total.
PR total. My first comp back.
Yeah.
My first serious comp back.
Yeah.
And I just felt awesome. Like, I just felt really good that day.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I've actually competed since my injury and gone, fuck, that was so good.
Yeah.
And I was just relieved.
Cool.
Massive weight off my shoulders, because the last few weeks before Pro Raw, I was super like, it was probably one of the most nerve-wracking preps of my life so far.
Okay.
Just because there was so much competition.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we had Les, we had Brian,
I was gonna say
we
Brian was
had
up there.
Jamie,
Yeah.
and then we had a dude I didn't even know was competing. That dude from Capo, ex-IPF lifter, Gary. Wait, what's his name? Shit, sorry. Sorry. Came third. And his openers were fucking ridiculous. And I'm like, I was looking going, tell me Marcos has put that guy on there as a joke. I've never met him in my life. I've never met him in my life. And I didn't know where he was. I didn't know what he fucking looked like. I said, Marcos. I was like laughing. I'm like, who's that? He goes, I swear it's Gary. He called his name out and he put his hand up. I'm like, oh. I turned away and I'm like, fuck.
That's a real person.
I'm like, I didn't know he was. I'm like, I was shitting my pants, to be honest. Like, his opening squat was like 280 in sleeves, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, shit. I had to fucking pull my socks up. And and then I just went through the day, and then it was getting pretty tight. Like, he was competing pretty well. I think he missed his second and third, but.
Okay.
And then Les was having a fucking killer until he cramped. And he was actually on track for, he only got one deadlift and he still totaled 740 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Les is
crazy.
Les doesn't know how good he is unless he just talks it down.
Yeah.
Les, you're a fucking pussy. He literally talks himself down all the time. I love him, but he's a really, really good friend. And he's incredible. He's a mad lifter. CrossFit, powerlifting, strongman, fucking what else do you want to do?
Yeah.
Marathons, whatever, you know what I mean? He does everything. So he's so underrated.
Yeah.
Very, very underrated.
It's the 75s are stacked at the moment, hey? It's fucking crazy division.
Fucking all are.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It's getting that way.
All of them.
Yeah.
Like, you
It's
can
on
get,
the list for Nationals and Pro Raw, so fucking hell.
like, Pat's going to kill 82s and 90s
I
until...
can't wait to see him go to like 100.
Yeah. Well, then he's going to... Because it's going to be... Stenzel hopefully will make comeback soon. So you got Stenzel, Pat, Scotty Murdoch.
Yep.
Scott is killing it at the moment. Like, I train with him nearly as many sessions as we can.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. Especially coming back from 2 quad tears.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And who else are on those big categories? I don't know.
Trying to think who else is...
Will Crozier. Like, Crozier.
Fuck yeah, actually.
He's fucking awesome. Like, there's heaps. There's heaps of guys, but every class now has got 2 or 3 really, really good lifters.
What do you put it down to?
The good lifters?
Or just the explosion. I mean, like, since you started 4 years ago, there's been...
it's massive.
Even though it's only
since.
4 years, there's been a massive difference, hey?
Oh, man, I don't know. I think it's worldwide. Like, I don't think it's just Australia.
It's worldwide, definitely, isn't it?
But I think it is maybe a bit of social... Well, it 100% is social media.
Yeah.
And people seeing lifts and going, oh, that chick looks like really good. I can lift like that. You know, I think a lot of females are starting to get into it too. They always thought they had to be fat and big and overweight and whatever. And that's no offense to anyone who is overweight,
right.
but anyone can do it. You know, why do you have to look a certain way to do something?
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's what social media is about. You have to look a certain way or be a certain somebody to do something.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's the real world, mate.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Exactly
Yep.
right.
You know.
Shit, yeah.
So it's just, I think more people are realising, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they're
They
fine.
want to have a shot at it.
Yeah, or they're just associating themselves with people who have or can do it,
Yeah.
and then they're motivated by them, and then they eventually do
It's
it.
a snowball effect as well.
100%.
As it grows, it's only going to
bigger.
exponentially.
It's just like business and word of mouth. It's the same
Exactly.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
I was just going to say, we were just talking about Pro Raw at the Arnold's. Massive crowd, obviously.
Awesome. Yeah.
Massive comp. Where do you want to see this go?
Yeah.
Like, is there any specific stuff that you really like? Any stuff that you don't like? Like, what do you want to see happen with powerlifting in Australia?
To be honest, man, I'd love to see powerlifting like be a paid sport.
Yeah.
It takes so much time and effort and emotion and
Do you
psychological
think it ever will?
Eventually, I do, but it's going to be a pretty
Not
hard.
soon.
Like we still there's some comps that are obviously have prize money and
Yeah,
stuff.
of course.
Not enough to pay for what you've been through for 12 months, but I think eventually that will slowly prize money will increase, but more sponsors and
Do you
all that
reckon
kind
it
of
can
stuff.
ever be a legitimate profession?
Oh, not for a long time. Yeah. Not like I think it was IPF that were trying to get into Olympics and stuff like that.
That's not gonna,
Yeah, no.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah, no, exactly. Being realistic, no, that's not going to
The
happen.
only way for it to be a profession is for it to be entertainment. It needs to be standalone. It's not going to be an Olympic sport.
No way.
That's
I've never
just
seen.
fucking ridiculous.
No, I've never seen it like that. And like I think it can be quite big, but I definitely don't think it'll be Olympic or like televised on Fox Sport or something like that. But
Do you reckon there could be a market for it though? I mean, strongman's pretty massive. That's
Strongman's
a big
blowing
fuck.
up.
Yeah, it is
CrossFit's
big.
obviously
Yeah.
out of its fucking head.
yeah.
With the crowds.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it could get to that, 100%. They just have to figure out a way to make it. Market it, and sometimes it can. Like, let's be real, it can get boring.
Yeah,
Sometimes, most people leave during bench and come back for deadlifts. Yeah. But they have to do some
massively
way.
at the Arnold's.
Yeah.
The crowd would be fucking gigantic, and
Yep.
then you look around and it's dead.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everyone's back again, and
Yeah.
it's dead.
The deadlifting is there's something about pulling for the win, isn't there? Like that whole environment when the deadlift's there and the atmosphere, it's fucking
Especially
great.
at the Arnold's too, because it ends up being in the afternoons.
Yeah,
more
sort
people
of
are up
like
and out of bed, and
shit's
Yeah,
squats
exactly.
can be pretty early, and
Yeah.
people, can't be fucked getting in that early.
Yeah. No, 100%.
One of the things that we've spoken about a lot is the nature of sports entertainment today, as opposed to what I suppose traditional sports could go for a day. And I always use cricket as the example.
Yeah.
A test match, 5 days, it's 6 hours a day, whatever it is, 7 hours a day, was dying. Go to 2020, this bite-sized, action-packed version of it, and it blows up.
And this is like the battles.
Is this
the pro
exactly? That's what I was
big
getting at.
dogs.
Sort of. Do you see a future in something like that? I mean, is there squat-only comps? I know Blaine Sumner and what's his name, the Canadian. They did that online squat comp, and it was just Do you see a future in that sort of thing to try and convert it to fully professional?
For entertainment.
Where it's a bite-sized version of a full powerlifting comp. It's sort of...
Yeah, I think it's hard to grasp now because it hasn't happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could work.
Ask again after big dogs.
Yeah.
True.
I think the battles is going to be cool.
Yeah. It's a cool concept.
Yeah, like just something on before big dogs to almost like an
Makes a
entree.
weekend of it.
Yeah,
Man on
exactly. So
man
people aren't
sort
just
of
coming
stuff.
for one comp, you know?
Yep.
I think that was a really cool thing to do. Regardless of weight class, Scott at 110 kilos versus Pat at 90, whatever.
Yeah.
Me versus Brian at 20 kilos heavier than me. Like, I don't care for that. Doesn't bother me at all.
Yep.
Like,
It's all about the weight.
yeah,
It's all
exactly. I
about
love competition, and
Yeah.
if he beats me, he beats me. If I beat him, I beat him. That's just how it goes.
sick.
But
Yeah.
it's like people will watch our training. People will be, watching it every week,
Yeah.
every month until it comes to that day and going, "Fuck, who's going to win?" You know?
Yeah, it's actually a really cool way to shine a spotlight on specific athletes because you're not going, okay, who's in the 75 kilo class?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can just watch Critta, and I
Yeah.
can just watch Brian, or I
shit,
can just
yeah.
watch Pat,
Yeah.
Oh, this fucking pair up's really interesting. I'm going to watch these two
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. I think it gets a spotlight on us as well internationally too.
Yes.
I think we're not very recognised internationally. Otherwise, Pat would have got an invite for US Open.
Yeah, you would think so.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have done so well, seriously. And, I think, hopefully that more of our lifters like Will, Pat, myself, you know, whoever else do start to get invites to go to like Boss of Bosses and US Open and all that kind of stuff. I think that's pretty cool, where the prize money is like 40 grand. You know, that gives us the potential to do well. But
is that something you want to do? Do you want to travel internationally?
I'd like to do 1 or 2 comps over there. I'm trying to plan an America trip with a few of the guys and do some training over there, go to Mark Bell's gym, go visit Ed and Stan and all that kind of stuff, Chad, awesome. And tee that up. So I definitely want to do that, and then try and time it for a comp. That would be really cool. Awesome. But yeah, I'd love to do that. Definitely US Open, which was quite big, and it was just on social media everywhere. Everywhere. You know what I mean? And there were big names. Larry Wheels and all that kind of stuff, and that's right. Kevin Oak and Yuri and stuff like that. And, you know, they're all awesome lifters. And,
they're amazing lifters. They're all incredible guys. But I suppose a huge frustration is that our guys are elite. Yourself, Pat, you guys are fucking elite. Like it's time that we get that recognition, and hopefully what we're doing here can contribute a little bit.
I think like we got to step on the front foot too, and put ourselves out there and all that as well. But it's not going to be just us, and it's not going to be just Marcos, you know, talking us up, and it's not going to be just GPC. You know, it's going to be a combination of all of it. It'll just happen. It'll happen. You can't rush that kind of stuff. And I'm not in a rush anyway. I've still got plenty of strength to gain.
So Nats next week. Where's your weight sitting at? And
70. I weighed myself this morning. 77.
Okay, so you got a couple of dropping. A couple
of kilos, but I was. And that's actually changed because I was sitting at like 76, 77 for a bit, and then I jumped to like 79, 80. And then now, since not training again, since like started deload, it's sort of dropped a little bit again too. So I don't really fluctuate too much morning to night. 1 kilo maybe, if that.
How far out do you deload? Is it just 1 week or
like 10 days or something? So my last session was Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty long, but I swear my body needs it. I couldn't even think of training right now. You know what I mean? I'll probably go in and do like 60 kilo squats and maybe bench the bar or something and do some 80 kilo deadlifts just to move. Stuff. But I wouldn't go to like I program some of my clients for like 50% of 1RM for 3x5 or something like that. Some decent weight, but nothing stupid. But for me, like I'm totally different. Like I need to have less weight on me. Less weight and more recovery for me. And some of my clients are the same. Some of my clients need more weight. I had a dude who needed like 70% for his deload. Because as soon as he got back to testing, he was like, he's like, oh man, I can't do that. So he changed it for the next prep. So everyone's totally different. And you got to recognize it and then implement it. Do you know what I mean? You can't just go, this is what works for me, this is the only way to do it, you know. I'll do it for my other 300 clients. You know, you have to know every single, and that's why all my clients are weekly adjusted programs, and I can't have more than 15 or 20 because this is way too much work. So
while we're on your coaching, actually, because that was the next topic. So you're head coach out at TTC Strength and Powerlifting. Up here in Brisbane. How many clients have you got on the books at the moment?
Not many. Like I said, I'd like to spend time on them every week. So like I said, everything's adjusted weekly. Every single week they send me their numbers of what they've done for that week for their 4 sessions. I look at them, go back through their following week and adjust their numbers and program accordingly to that. So it's always sort of some sort of progressive overload or wave loading or linear or whatever it is. But the way that I've worked it out is that it'll give me like a total tonnage. I'll either make sure that if we're increasing volume, then intensity sort of increases as well. But if I'm increasing intensity a lot, then volume will decrease. So I've generated like a little graph and table and stuff like that shows me all that stuff. So like probably like 15, 16, 17.
Awesome.
And then I have my one-on-ones and stuff during the week. So it's not a lot. But I like quality over quantity. And people pay for it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have a premium product, then people will pay for it, and they'll recognize it the first week or the first 2 weeks. So my client retention's like 100%. Like I like to have like a really good rapport. Like all my clients are pretty much my friends now. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good way to be.
Bloody oath. So taking on clients at the moment, or kind of at that limit at the moment, and
I don't
still hit you up.
Cool. People can still message me. I have I'm at I can like I'm at Nutrition Warehouse 2 days a week now.
Yeah.
I still want to stay there, but there's always the potential that if I do grow, then something's got to give. So,
and just through social media, people can hit
Yeah,
you up.
yeah,
We'll put at the end of the video all your social stuff so
cool.
people can hit you up really
that's
easily,
fine.
which is cool.
Easy.
You said before as well about starting up your business and stuff. Was that to do with the coaching, or is that like the workshops you were talking about earlier?
It was a bit of both,
Yeah.
but mainly just the coaching side to begin with, like going from a full-time job where you get annual leave, sick leave, to starting something where you get nothing.
Your own thing.
Literally zero.
Yeah.
So that was just stress. It was just stressful more than anything.
Yeah.
Going, fuck, how am I going to get clients? Like, even people go, man, what do you do? People have told me for like 2 years, why don't you coach? Why don't you run? I'm like, I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? You always doubt, like, that's the thing I doubt. I never doubt myself in my lifting, but I doubted myself in that because I want to provide the best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And when you think that you can't provide the best, you just don't do it.
Yeah.
But I've changed that attitude now.
Yeah.
So, just going from a secure income to then going to nothing and trying to grow it was just the stressful part.
Of course.
But it sort of happened slowly, and then just word of mouth from there. You get one person, they can tell 5. You get 2 people, they can tell another 5.
Yeah.
You know, it's just getting those first few people first.
And if you're providing that level of quality and that level of like individualisation, you're gonna
exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other plugs that you want? Any?
I'm really grateful for like all my sponsors as well. So like Loaded, James from Loaded, Nutrition Warehouse, Flow, which is in the city actually close to here. So they do like the float tanks and normal tank recovery stuff. They're legends.
We'll actually check them out while we're here.
Yeah, I've never done one.
I do it in Melbourne.
They're good, man.
Yeah,
they're flow.au on Adelaide Street.
Cool.
Yeah. Elliot, TTC, Jesse for helping with my stuff as well. There's heaps. Citizen, and so Alex, who does Citizen Zeus, the clothing and stuff, he's always helped me out, and Nathan from Muscle Nation, all those guys. Yeah, everyone helped me out. So you don't know sort of how much it helps you until you realise what you were spending on training gear and supplements and all that kind of stuff, and you look back and you go, holy shit, they saved me so much money. They don't pay me, but they saved me money, which is essentially like getting paid. So James pays for all my entry fees and stuff for comps and stuff like that. So
cool.
Trying to find a meal company now.
Are you listening, meal companies?
Mum. She does a lot of it. She does do a lot, so it's good.
Cool. Just recently, you've had the guys from Epic come across to train at TTC.
Yeah.
What kind of a difference has that made in the gym?
It's fucking awesome.
Luke Polly, like we're going to sit down with Brandon and Luke while we're here in Brisbane.
Yeah, cool. You'll see them today probably.
At the
TTC,
gym.
Yeah, they'll
cool.
be there.
Yeah. How, like, obviously Luke's competing at big dogs. He's one of the better super heavyweights in the country. How's that changed the gym?
More people, more atmosphere, more sort of loudness, more of Luke Polly's music. No, it's really good. Like, it's having those guys there, and also them wanting to learn, but also teaching, and having more clients in the gym, a bigger crowd, and just creates a really cool environment and atmosphere for the gym. Awesome. You know, you can imagine. I don't know how Pat trains by himself. You know, at home, but I need people. Hey,
he's got an eye.
We all know.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
He's a freak. He's just a freak.
Brain is fucking level, man.
But yeah, I like to train with people. Like I love training with Scotty, Lily, Luke, Brando, Ryan, and stuff like that. Like I love training with all those guys. Awesome. Stenzel when he comes in, but the atmosphere is awesome for any gym. Creating like a culture is everything.
Cool.
100%. And plus, when everyone's competing or prepping for the same thing, like you all have the same mindset. So it's cool being around people like that.
It's vice versa. People trying to push themselves, pushes you.
Yeah, exactly. And having people like, you know, we scream at people squatting 100 kilos. If it's a PB, it's a PB. It's like, imagine how excited they're going to be when they get it.
That's right.
It's all relative. You know,
that's right.
When I say, I squatted like a shit 250 for 3. People are like, but it's fucking 2. I'm like, but it's relative. Like for me, you know, and I don't say that to be, you know, to talk myself up, but that's just the way it is, you know.
Exactly.
So it's just one of those things.
And we're going to obviously head down to TTC to train the Savo, and we'll bring the camera down and stuff if you guys are cool with that. But how big is it? Like, tell us about the gym.
It is. don't even know what I can compare it to. Let's compare it to HQ.
How many squares, roughly?
Oh, I don't even know how many squares, to be totally honest. It's probably, I'd probably say like a quarter the size of HQ.
Okay, so it's maybe say 200 square meters.
Yeah,
most.
I think so. Yeah. But like quality control to
That's
the max.
one thing I've heard. From people, you're going up to train at TTC, they have the best of everything.
Yeah, man, like Watson dumbbells up to 50, which feel like they're 70 kilos.
Yeah.
Full sets of Alico and Avanco calibrated plates, full sets of Alico bumpers, 3 deadlift bars, 2 monos, 2 squat bars, Alico bars, 5 benches, like just everything.
Everything you're going to need to train your ass off.
Yeah, and there's not heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of equipment in there, but it's enough and what you need. Yeah. Plus we're waiting for belt squat, GHR, reverse hyper and all that stuff. So there's still more to come.
And where is the gym?
43 Butterfield Street, Hurston. Okay. So it's near the hospital if you get injured too. So right next to the hospital. Yeah. It's awesome.
So how far from
here?
Or from, say, the CBD, from the airport?
From the airport, maybe 12 minutes, 10 minutes. From the CBD, probably like 5.
Yeah.
Like it's super close. It's just past the valley, Fortitude Valley, next to the RBH hospital.
Yeah, we'll put the address and stuff up when we upload it. But just if for people listening, they might hear it. And go, oh, cool. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, absolutely. But as soon as you see most Brisbane people RBH, they know where that hospital is. So it's pretty much right next to that.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome. And does the gym take on like commercial clients, or is it purely coaching?
He's got two gyms.
Yeah.
So one's the powerlifting one, which is they're pretty much right next to each other.
Okay.
And one is the one where they do classes. So they do like nightly or daily actually. So multiple classes per day for females and males.
Good.
And they do like say 3 or 4 days a week where they'll do a squat, an upper body day, lower body day. And they have coaches who do all that.
Yep.
And then they have the powerlifting gym. So there's 2 options for people that want to train, basically.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And it seems like a good environment. So for the novice or somebody out there listening, watching, that might be a bit scared to walk in there and get amongst them with the big boys.
It's
just
so
get in there
common.
and do it, right?
It's so common. And like I've had people, like some of my friends, say, man, come down and train. Like, oh, no, I'll get stronger first. I'm like, what do you mean? I'll teach you how to get strong. Why do you want to try and get strong by yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come down.
I've been guilty of that because I'm not a great lifter and walk in there to HQ the very first time, set up to squat, and fucking Gawain comes and stands right there and it's just staring at me like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So we'll squat the bar to warm up.
But that's the thing, like, people are so scared, like, of walking into an environment. I can understand it, but you're not going to progress if you don't surround yourself with those people.
Exactly.
You know?
And you do it once, you get in there and you're like, holy shit.
You go, fuck, that was awesome. You don't want to leave.
I want to go back tomorrow.
You got to check the ego at the door and just go in and do it.
But
worry
sometimes...
about being weak, just fucking...
Don't worry about what others are thinking, because generally, I think in this community, they're pretty appreciative and respectful of it.
Powerlifters are.
They all know, because they all know they came from the same spot.
Yeah. Not many bodies. Like, it's different if you walk into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. Nothing against bodybuilders, but sometimes you do walk into those gyms and you feel like people are staring through your fucking soul.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that that's the difference between the subjective nature of that sport
Probably.
compared to the performance nature of it? And I'm not saying that bodybuilders don't train for performance, because they clearly do.
Oh, yeah.
It's a visual thing as opposed to
constantly judging each other. That's how
it's a
that's what
sport,
it's all about.
Dude's lat isn't developed enough, or that's it.
And it's just the mentality.
Yeah.
And like it's like being grown up in a certain environment. You know, if you're grown up in the hood and you become a gangster, then that's what's going to happen. Same thing.
That's the thing with powerlifting. You either lift the weight or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
With bodybuilding, people quite literally look at you and judge you. So
and they can
they're
go,
gonna look at you
I
and
don't like
judge
that
you.
guy. I'm just going to go,
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Some
His lat's a little.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas powerlifting, if you don't get it up, you're not.
Exactly.
Shit. Hey, last one for you, mate, before we go. This has been awesome. End goals. We've kind of touched on them a little bit.
Yeah.
I read on your Instagram profile, because I was creeping your profile before.
Of course.
And I just creep it in general, you know.
Hashtag Wayne Bag.
Why he's broken his wrist.
Under 75
Just reduce the intensity and increase your volume a bit.
I think I got good increase my volume.
Auto regulations out the window. You got like RP 11.
Under 75 kilo goat. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
You're willing to put your balls on the line in a way that not many are. A lot of people will shy away from that, or obviously they'll have the internal goal but actually speaking it is a different thing.
And I never really talk goals. That's the thing. Like, I never really talk my numbers. I rarely talk about them unless it's with my closest friends or, you know what I mean? But you see people talk about it all the time, or, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But that's one goal that I know I'm pretty close to. Yeah. And I know I'll get it eventually. But I told myself, like, this will be my last year of 75s, but I don't think it will be. I think I'll do one more. As much as I want to increase, like, I'm confident for Nats. But, like, the last week physically... And like, yeah, I've sort of copped it a bit. So I definitely need this deload, and what I'm going to do on comp day is a different story. So I'm excited, but nervous at the same time.
Yep.
And about 5 or 6 weeks out, I was really, really, really confident for it. Confidence went down a little bit, but you're always going to be hard on yourself. So I'm still confident for Nats, and I'm super excited, but I don't think I'll move from the 75s until I get 790 or close to 800.
Yeah, wicked. Yeah.
I would love 800 at 75.
All right.
I don't think it's not achievable either.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if I had another 12 months of training, I could easily go 800 at 75.
Very cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's out there. I love it.
In terms of nutrition, what are you eating? Like, what are your calories in your chips? No, like trying to stay within your weight class.
I don't track. Like, I write some diets for some people, and I'm not going to say I'm the best, but I'm quite knowledgeable in that respect with macro ratios and what to eat and when to eat it and how much to eat and all that kind of stuff. But like for me, I can look at stuff now and go, I haven't had enough protein, I'll have more protein, or I'm really fucking tired and have no energy, I'm going to have more carbs. Or I just look at my meals and go, sweet, protein, carbs, fats, done. Yeah. And I know that, you know, and I just eat as much as I can pretty much, because my appetite's very hit and miss.
Yeah.
So I might be super hungry one day and then fuck all hungry the next. Yeah. So I'll just eat, and then I think just naturally it's evened out over a 7-day period or over a day period, and you know, I'll know, like, if I wake up, miss brekkie, don't eat till 12, okay, I'll have KFC for dinner or something like that, or a pizza, or do you know what I mean? And I know that I probably still reach my maintenance, or maybe just over my maintenance, because like I weigh myself pretty often.
Okay, I was going to say, you just go by the scale
2 or 4 times a week, and just because the scale's in the gym, so every time I rock up, weigh myself, hasn't changed. Do you know what I mean? And you can look in the mirror and know drastically whether your body comp's changed or not. So I can just go by eye, but I teach people to write it down. Get MyFitnessPal, track your food. Just do it so you know. Do it for 6 months, and then you know. And then you know. Whereas I've done it for so long, I can just look at something and and go. I never say no to anything, but because I don't have to. I'm lucky like that. But you know, I do train 3, 4, 5 days a week, whatever it is, and walk my dogs and all that kind of stuff. When people start gaining weight, they go, "Oh, I need to lose weight." You ask them what kind of training they're doing. They're like, "Oh, go for like a walk, like twice a week." I'm like, sweet. So you're not trying to gain muscle at all. You know what I mean? And we all know muscle increases metabolic rate and all that kind of stuff. So it's an educational approach to that kind of stuff. And I do enough weight training to gain muscle tissue, and obviously then my metabolic rate increases, so I can pretty much eat. You know, what people see me all the time, drinking Powerade, eating Skittles in the gym, you know, during training, because I need those carbs. But I think it is, I definitely do preach for people to track their food for like a good 6 to 12 months, so they learn. They can look at something. They can look at their meals and go, oh, that looks like more than what I had 2 weeks ago. I might just decrease it a bit. And then you can do that kind of stuff. You can go by, and you can go out and eat dinner, you know, at a restaurant and stuff, and not have to be guilty and worry about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Enjoy
the body. You have to. Everything in moderation. Like I've put in some of my clients' diets, I've put like squares of chocolate and you know, licorice and stuff in there, like. Because if people don't get it, they're going to binge after a while because they haven't had it for so long. I had a dude who was obese having like 5 ice breaks a day. I gave him 1.5 a day for the first few weeks and dropped it to 1 a day every week after that. And he lost like 20 something kilos.
It's already an improvement, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's
but he's already, you know what I mean?
People always try to go way too strict with shit and expect the results. The problem is if you can't stick to it, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to get any fucking
sustainability. And longevity. It's like powerlifting. Like, don't get injured and you'll get stronger.
Exactly.
The same with food. Don't cut certain foods out and you won't binge.
That's
you know
exactly
what I mean?
right.
Pretty logical approach.
Well, it is. Like, you know what I mean?
It really is.
But I just tell people, work out, if you don't want to be too antsy about it, work out your total calories. Yeah. If you're under your maintenance and you want to lose weight, sweet. If you're over your maintenance, fix it. Yeah. And then work out your macro ratios. Yeah. Get this much protein, this much fats per kilo of body weight. Yeah. Fill in the rest with your carbs. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And adjust it every week, fortnight, whatever, and do your goals and you're sweet. And train.
And train.
Importantly. Weight train. Don't just train.
Yeah, weight train.
Yeah, weight train. But that's, awesome. I'm pretty simple when it comes to that stuff. Cool. If you overcomplicate it, then it's like people reading shit on the internet. Oh, I read this and then I read this and my friend said this and my friend said that. Okay, sweet. So what are you going to do? I don't know.
Yeah. It is. It's you know what I mean? Information overload.
Yeah.
They're swimming it or drowning.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't know what to do then.
Yep.
Like, focus on one thing for a certain period of time. If it doesn't work, change it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't do it for a week and say it didn't work.
Yeah. Cool. One thing I want to touch on, which is a little bit left of centre from what we've been doing so far. A while back, you did a post, I think it must have been on Facebook, in regards to bullying.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to chat about that?
Yeah, I don't mind chatting about it.
Yeah, so give us like the background of why that post, what the post said. It was a little while ago.
It was, I don't know how it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Both me and my brother were bullied at school. My brother was overweight and I was small. Yeah. So we were like total opposites. Yeah. I think he coughed a bit more than me. But, and it never really got to me too much. Yeah. I guess that's why I sort of started weight training too. Yeah. Because you'd always get the comment, like a short comment or a small comment or whatever. I'm like, fuck, what am I? How good do I feel now? Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like a little fucking. I feel like a little fucking dweeb now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it didn't get to me too much. And then I did that video. I'm not going to say. Brand, but I did a video and there was just some comments on there like, oh man, I don't even remember them now. At least choose a different guy who doesn't drive a girl's car or a Ford Focus or something like that. Yeah. And then there was another one about, are you sure this product aren't for kids and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, who the fuck are you C-words? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, hang on a second. Yeah. And I probably jumped to conclusions too quickly and got a little bit butthurt from it, which I'm going to be honest about, like I did. Yeah. But then I was like, hang on a fucking second. Who's doing the video? Yeah. Like, you didn't get chosen to do the video. Exactly right. So why the fuck are you talking?
Who the fuck is this guy?
You know, and then you look at their profile and you're like, what?
Yeah. That's always the biggest thing. Like, I mean, most people will probably know this by now, but I'm good mates with Gwaine. And fucking, at Pro Raw 9, he totals 1,000 kilos. He's the first Aussie born to do it. The first thing people post is, but he's fat.
Oh, that's fucking ridiculous.
Do you have any idea what it takes to squat over 400 kilos? You fucking Neanderthal. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
But the thing is, right, like, people don't see what that person's life is like. They could be fucking pre-suicidal. Yeah. One comment can push them over the edge and they'll go and fucking kill themselves. Yeah. Serious, like, that's how serious you can get. Do you know what I mean? And people don't see it. And I'm like massive anti-bullying. Yeah. And if the same as like anti-animal abuse too. Like, if I ever saw anyone fucking doing any of that shit, regardless of who it was or where it was or when it was, I'd step in for sure. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Some
like, you don't.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah. No one had the same life as what you did. Yep. No one had a roof over their head as long as you did. No one had the love that you got as a kid. Like, do you know what I mean? And I was brought up perfect. Yeah. I could say, like, my parents brought me up perfectly. They taught me the right morals. They taught me everything right, and taught me how to love and care and all that kind of stuff. So I had a good childhood. It's just like the external factors that you can't control, and it does get to a point where some people can't handle it. And I think I know Pat and myself are quite psychologically strong, and we can handle a bit more than what other people can, and don't break or just go, fuck off, mate. Like, don't talk to me. I don't care about you. So, and that's what it is lately for me. It's like my empathy's gone down a lot just because I don't have time for people who are going to be negative and cause drama in my life. Like, I don't care for you right now or at all. Yeah. Like, don't waste my time. Don't waste my energy. Don't bring negativity into my life because you're not helping me. Yeah. If you can't bring something positive to the table, whether it's socially, emotionally, financially, whatever it is, do you know what I mean? Don't be in it.
Just fuck off.
You're wasting my time. Yeah. So people got to look at that perspective too and go, just ignore them and go, well, they're fucking compensating for something. Yeah. So just leave them be.
Exactly.
That's always what it comes down to. Yeah. It's never elite lifters picking on elite lifters. No. You click, like you said, you click on the profile and you're like,
The fuck's
Is this cunt for real?
Yeah.
Like, this dude's never fucking even trained and he's picking on technique flaws.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. And that's, and like you said, elite lifters never pick on elite. Like, if anything, I'd be giving shit to Les. I can give shit to Les as a friend.
Exactly.
We always give each other shit.
Yeah.
100%.
But, you know, because we can. Like, and we can both take it and go, oh, that was a joke. He could never say anything to me and I could never say anything to him that would be offensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
And we're in the same weight class and he's beaten me before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In any other sport, like look at Connor and
Floyd.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Even though that's like pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
WWE.
It's pretty. Some sports it's worse than others. You know, like they want to actually fucking kill them.
Yeah.
But we don't care.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
We love to see. Like I scream for Les. You know what I mean? Like in his last deadlift or every lift actually.
Yeah.
In saying that, I've always been on the side there next to the chalk bowl or psyching him up for his lift.
Yep.
To beat me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no other sport.
Yeah.
No other sport.
true.
And it comes down to the person too, obviously.
Yeah,
But
of course.
yeah, I can't stand like negativity, so I just don't fucking deal with it.
No, there's a level of insecurity about it, about
Oh,
those
yeah.
that will actually sit online and dedicate their personal time to trolling others. I mean,
Professional
you
trolls.
clearly have fucking too much time on your hands,
Yeah.
or there's something really missing out of your life because there's better things to be doing than that shit, really.
I just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
I don't know where people find the time to sit on that kind of shit and have an argument for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Like, man, I've got fucking programs to write. I've got dogs to play with. You know, like some people to see. Yeah. Fucking make yourself busy. Have a goal. Like, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, no, it's, I love, like we said before, I love the sport. I love what it's becoming. I think it's growing and meshing quite well. Like I'm friends with a lot of IPF lifters as well,
cool.
and vice versa. Like I like them, they like me, and there's never any animosity. I think there was at the start, not with me and the ones that I know, but with a few others. But fuck, I don't care, mate.
So be it.
Whatever. Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah. Very cool. I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Mate, I've covered everything I want to.
Yeah. Have you got any messages you want to send out?
Pearls of wisdom.
Yeah, advice for lifters?
Actually, this is one Jesse told me: adapt or die. That's the best quote, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like it's serious adaptation,
Yeah.
intent to your goals.
Yeah.
Just never give up. If you get opportunity, take it.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have one life. The fucking world's pretty brutal, savage.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't take any prisoners to walk out the door and get hit by a car.
Yeah.
So don't, no time to fuck around. Pretty much.
I like it.
Do what you got to do and just do it.
Yep.
Zone in.
Mate, thank you so much for joining us because
Yeah.
it's an incredibly positive message as well, which is good and seems to be fairly consistent with these guys that we're talking about. So thanks for dedicating your time. We're going to catch up with you in the gym later this afternoon. You
Yep.
can have a laugh at me trying to throw.
I'll help you.
some
Yeah, you
I'll
can.
help you.
So I'll get 20% out of it. So yeah, thanks for your time, mate.
All good.
And yeah, follow Critta, check it out. Good luck next
I
week.
loved it. Thanks, guys, for doing it. It was awesome.